Discussion in this episode focus on understanding how to adapt heritage sites to changing climate. In the last episode, I discussed different climate change impacts on heritage sites. Can you mention some of the impacts? I can hear you mention dissolution, flooding, and many more. Going forward, after identifying the climate change impact on the heritage site, the next is to develop and implement ways to adapt the heritage site to the impact. Why this? It's essential and profitable to conserve and protect heritage sites for future generations and are irreplaceable when lost. In this episode, I will discuss adaptation strategy for heritage in 3 levels. First, what you can do as an individual. Second, what can be done collectively with your community members, in the organization where you work, with members of your religious group. Third, what government can do at local, state, and federal levels. First, planting more trees. This helps in protecting our environment from storm and floods, disposing our waste responsibly and not obstructing the drainages and floodplains. Don't build houses or other structure on floodplains, as these buildings and structures you see as development are obstructing the flow of water when it rains. An historical building that is highly vulnerable down the road may be affected by the flood. We need to see some of the impact of flooding in some cities in Nigeria. Develop and implement climate change guidelines for your church, mosque, offices, your community, and other places. The guidelines will help you, your community, and organization to be prepared for any unwanted event such as flooding. You know what? In addition to protecting properties, it saves lives. Collaborate with colleagues, community leaders, and members to speak about preparing and avoiding climate impact in community meetings, religious meetings, and other meetings. Professionals with skills in assessing climate vulnerability can also volunteer or join community groups, civil organizations, and other non-government organizations. Your skills will enhance those organizations in achieving their goals and contribute to protecting our environment. Third, the government needs to integrate culture, art, and heritage in planning climate policy. Develop and implement conservation management plan for heritage sites and support heritage organizations in integrating heritage and historic environment as part of the solutions to climate change. Government organizations need to involve local communities in planning and implement climate policies. Initiate collaboration between climate and heritage professionals to develop guidance and training on conservation of heritage. Lastly, increase investment in high-quality research. This will sustain continuous search for practical ways in achieving national, state, and local climate goals. If your organization wants to develop climate change guidelines and you don't know where to get useful resources, you can email me. My email is in the description below. Then I'll be able to direct you to relevant resources and find ways to support your organization in developing climate change guidelines. In this episode, I discussed different ways to adapt heritage to climate change impact. I also demonstrate that climate change adaptation needs to be collaborative, inclusive, across communities and organizations, and multi-sectoral. In the next episode, we will discuss ways to involve communities in heritage conservation.